would follow. A partly cloudy Wednesday in store for Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg drops to an overnight low of 17 degrees, peaking at 30. Pretoria 18 and 31. Vereeniging drops to 17, reaching a high of 29. Monkey Ziko Ko. Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
One bachelor, a lineup of personalities, and cocktails that reveal more than words ever could. It's Sip or Pass on the frequency with Bolele on 947. Over 3 weeks, voices, values, and honesty take center stage. And with every sip, someone gets skipped until only one drink remains. And one real-life Valentine's date is poured.
What a good love story.
Sip or Pass on the frequency with Bolele. Monday to Thursday, 7 to 10 p.m. on 947.
Comfort ends where Marawa Sports Worldwide begins.
Kunabantu njengoba siya ku February 14 abangebathola ama gift.
If it's shaking sport, we are already on it.
Chairman Kadoja, I mean, they should just go straight to where we know they're heading to, which is appointing Middendorp to sit on the bench and move them out of the top 8 bracket. Instead of them busy trying to bring in coaches while he's on the back seat and carrying the remote.
#MSW.
So we're joined by the Durban City FC chairman, Farouk Kadodia. I mean, I don't even know if the technical director, was he of the knowledge that Badela needs to go?
You know, the thing is that I think it's unfair for me to come on air and get to the bottom of how the club is runs its day-to-day affairs.
Why would it be a secret? I mean, surely that's public knowledge. Football is a public sport.
I think, but as what I would love to basically, I think, Durban City should be, given the respect as what all of the Pirates or the big teams are given.
What role did a Middendorp play, for example, in all of this?
Well, basically, I think he was the first person to interview the coach.
Strong opinions, strong sources, strong sport.
Cebo Manyapelo once say football and therefore Sundowns play draw. Sundowns need a win. Therefore, they need to beat Roland. The same guy that made Sundowns, they have to face that guy now. They need the maximum point or else they are out. That's football for you. Roland will kill Sundowns' dream. Will kill Sundowns' Champions League dream this year because Roland will beat Sundowns. Hey, football and therefore.
Hey, football's got no therefore.
#MSW. No protection, no PR spin, just accountability.
Who makes these decisions when it comes to the coaching or the philosophy or the technical know-how? Is it Farouk Kadodia? Is it Ernest Middendorp? Who's the person who was unhappy?
I take full responsibility.
You take full responsibility?
With all the input that I gather from my staff.
Which staff?
Just like people that work in the team,
At what level?
I mean, senior level. It's the analysis that comes out of a match and to question exactly what was evidently seen in a match, and those things basically have to be ventilated.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947.
Great show as always, Darop.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob.
Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
All right, let's make it a greater show tonight. It is Tuesday, the 10th of February, 2026. It is #MSW, Marawa Sports Worldwide. Proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember.
The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Geez, what an intro, eh?
Marawa Sports Worldwide is going to war where the analysis hits harder than the tackle.
It was like 1996 that was.
Tune in for the knockout broadcast. 5:30 p.m. weekdays on #MSW.
Yeah, they say it's Friendly Tuesday. I don't even know about that. Welcome to the show. Good to have you on board today. I think there's so many different issues on our minds, celebrating our rugby players that have just come back into the country, and we'll certainly be doing that. We'll have a chat later to Philip Snyman. He is the Springbok Sevens head coach. Find out from him the feeling, the road ahead, and obviously if you want to join in that conversation, you want to send us your WhatsApp voice notes, please do that ahead of that conversation. I don't know, Sundowns fans also, wow. We wake up to these revelations on a daily basis now. And ahead of this very important game, we are told that the performance analyst, Mario Masha, who's a long-serving member of the Sundowns technical team, even Coach Philip Snyman worked with him, he's been suspended. The allegations are wild, but he has been suspended. That's what we are told. So we'll head off down to KZN with the man that's scooped that story, Robin Juk Madlala. So he, later on, will also give us the latest update. But we're just interested right now, though. The cricket, as we updated you yesterday on Reaction Monday, from Ahmedabad, the Proteas firing their first warning shot of the T20 World Cup. There was no banana skin, there was no Associate Nations scam. It was just literally power, precision, purpose. South Africa, last year's runners-up, laying down a marker. If you watch that game, with the highest score of the tournament so far, 213 for 4. We saw Captain Aiden Markram leading from the front, batters piling on the pain. I even mentioned yesterday, Lungingiti. Yeah, he ripped through Canada's top order. Proper. It was a 57-run statement victory, but now the road kind of gets tougher because tomorrow Afghanistan does await South Africa, and fresh from a bruising battle with New Zealand, and despite all of that, they're going to be desperate to strike back. So what did we really learn, though, from the Proteas' opening night dominance? Are they peaking at the right time? What's the danger that kind of lurks under those bright lights when they face Afghanistan? So to break it all down, the numbers, the moments, the momentum, we joined one of the sharpest cricket minds in the game. Analyst Gift Aga is on the line. Gift, thank you so much for your time. Good evening.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to all your listeners.
What excited you about last night? You don't have to overanalyze it. We'll get to the analytics in a moment. But for you, what stood out? What was that moment that Gift walked away and said, that moment for me was a highlight?
Sure. The way we batted in the power play, there was those first 6 overs. That was the highlight for me. It's been a while that we've seen South Africa bat like that. So that was exciting. We just waiting to see if that is going to keep happening within the tournament. But that was the moment. If you can get 60 plus runs in the first 6 overs, that sets the stage. So that was very exciting for me.
Are we able to cotton wool that moment and transfer it to Afghanistan?
Definitely. Look, if South Africa plays the way they've played yesterday, there's no fear factor. You look at that top 6, there's no anchor in the top 6. Everyone is just going at a strike rate of 100 plus. So definitely, it's a most definite. The way Shukri picked this side, you can see I go big, or things don't work out on the day. But it's one of the squads that you can see. It's just attack, like Paul Doleza used to say in the past.
Hey, you remember the old man, eh?
Yeah.
You must be a hardened Kaiser Chiefs fan. Gift, you're giving it all away there. Now, I don't know if you agree here. When I saw this, I thought, okay, I'm going to ask Gift this because it was one of the headlines post the game yesterday, and it said, and I quote, "It's not an insult to the Proteas or Canada for that matter to describe Monday's T20 World Cup clash as boring." He says, unlike Nepal, the Netherlands, and their North American neighbors, the US, the Canadians couldn't create a scare against their more fancied opponents. well, the lack of atmosphere at a sparsely populated Narendra Modi Stadium also numbed the occasion. Would you say that outside of the moment you've described now, it was basically a boring game?
It depends on how you look at it. I mean, the Canadians had someone scoring a 60 plus, if I'm not mistaken, yesterday at a good strike rate against a big test-playing nation. And look, if you're expecting the underdogs to put pressure on the big dogs every time, it's not going to happen. If you are a sports fan, you know that it happens once in a while, like the England game. That was exciting because of, you know, the tightness of the game. But if you are a cricket fan, you'd understand that it just happens once in a while. But South Africa dominated. You should be happy that, you know, South Africa scored at a healthy rate. They've scored the highest score of the tournament so far. So you should. Those are exciting things. If it's boring, I think it's boring because people tend to watch highlights most of the time. They don't get to watch the whole game, you know, to understand what happened in the game. But I don't think it was that boring. Yes, it's an opener. You expect fireworks, but remember now you're playing in India. It's South Africa versus Canada, so the tournament can only get better from here. But I don't think it was a boring game. There was at some point where, you know, when South Africa lost their wickets, I thought Canadians were holding it nicely. When there was a time when Giddy strike off the first ball. I mean, those are the things. I mean, you can never say that it's boring. So it depends on how you look at it. If you are a person that watches highlights most of the time, but if you've been following the game, you will see that, you know, South Africa comes a long way the way they're playing, and Canada, I mean, to be at the World Cup and play the way they've played, it was not a boring game as per se. We might say yes, it was one-sided the way South Africa won, but boring, I disagree with that.
Yeah, but I mean, I look at somebody like Aiden Markram, I mean, leading from the front. I mean, how important is his form currently, and also just his leadership for this Proteas side in a World Cup setting?
Very important. I mean, Aiden and Quintin set the tone for the rest of the batting lineup. Or let me say they set the tone for the game if we bat first. Markram, very important. He was striking it nicely yesterday at 180 plus strike rate that we haven't seen Aiden bat well in a T20. It's very important. So that's going to, you know, filter down to the rest of the batting lineup and the confidence in the team. If your leader is on song, that means the whole team, you know, they reflect on the leader's form. So it's very crucial that Aiden keeps that form. I think what made him to be more calm is the fact that he's batting with Quintin de Kock, who's also, you know, a senior in the batting role. So that does contribute a thing or two. But I think it's very important now that Aiden carries on with this form throughout the tournament, and it's very important for the South African team that their captain is on the best form of his life. For them, maybe to, you know, win that T20 World Cup for the first time ever. You never know.
No, 100%. And I think that's what everybody's trying to aim at. It was quite interesting as well, hearing the words coming through from Miller.
I think all our guys are really good at spin and playing really nicely. I think the run rate went a little bit low there. Lower. I mean, I don't think we were going at sixes. We were still going pretty well. It was just maybe one or two runs less than, you know, what normal. But we still ended up on 207. So I don't see it. We're not really going to look too much into that. Like, I mean, Afghanistan, they've got some really good spinners and experienced players. But a lot of us have played with them and against them for a number of years now. So guys have a good idea of what they do bowl. With all due respect, Canada, we've never, you know, we don't know how the players play, and you know, so just sussing that out for the first time as well. So could add to that, but definitely Afghanistan, we know what to expect, and we just have to be on our best game.
All right, so that was David Miller just saying that the team is confident against spin, but also admitting that their run rate kind of dipped, though, in that opening game. He acknowledged Afghanistan's spin attack as a major threat, stressing that it will be key as far as the challenge is concerned as South Africa look to maintain the momentum in the tournament. A bit of honesty, though, I would say, gift from Miller's side. I mean, acknowledging the spin attack, but also saying that their run rate kind of dipped in the opening game.
Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it with the South African sides where they start well, and once they lose 1 or 2 wickets, they go back to the shell. We saw it yesterday. You get a guy like Deval Brevis, instead of playing with freedom, starting to play as an anchor, which is completely out of character for him and David Miller. like I said, the top 6, it's all about playing to get that, the higher strike rate, 180, 160 strike rate. So he was very honest. You look at the game, we're looking at anything between 250, 260 at least, minimum. But then they went back to the shell. And when I saw that yesterday, I thought, oh, shucks, here comes, the C word, which I'm not going to say fully. But yeah, we tend to be like that, especially against the minnows. We tend to go back to our shell if things don't go well with the openers. And funny enough, yesterday everything went well. I was expecting the guys to just keep going with the momentum. But you know what, credit to Canada. I think they quickly learned about the pitch, and then they utilized that. They knew that, 1 or 2 wickets, that brings pressure, and people will start saying we're building the innings. But I think South Africa must just get out of that shell. I mean, if you don't try to play aggressive cricket, you'll never know if you're going to be successful or not. So they must just keep going with the momentum that was set, because the platform really was set by Quinny and Aiden Markram. So yes, Miller is definitely telling the truth there. We went into the shell a bit, and that run rate kept on being lower than what we expected. But it's one of those learning curves. The big thing is we've got the win, and we don't have to take out any calculators yet. So that counts a lot.
Yeah, we keep those away. I mean, you mentioned a very key word, Gift. That is aggression. Lungingiti. I mean, striking with the very, very first ball. I mean, how crucial was that early breakthrough in killing any potential upset?
Yeah, it sets the team back. You haven't scored anything, and you already, there's just 9 wickets in hand. Look, let's talk about Ngidi. Ngidi is one of those that when he was selected, there were question marks. Why are we taking Ngidi to the World Cup? Why is he selected above certain players, which I won't mention now? Let's be honest, Ngidi is our best white ball player in terms of bowling. He's got all the variations. He's mastered the slower ball. He's one of the smartest bowlers that you can ever find. He reads the pitches quickly. He tends to play around with the ball. So we needed someone like that. And for him to do that and end up taking those 4 wickets, I think lots of people now are a bit quiet in terms of questioning the selection, so they understand why he was there. So credit again to the selectors and Shukri for sticking to their guns, and I hope people can now, let the people that are actually employed to do their job, because they know Ngidi has been our best bowler when it comes to white ball cricket. If you've got Rabada, you've got Janssen assisting him and, backing him up, what more can Ngidi ask for? And he's one of our best bowlers. So people must just back up whoever is being picked for the squad. We can never pick all the players. Everyone has their favorite player, but at the end of the day, we have to take a certain number of guys to the World Cup. But yeah, credit to Ngidi starting that like that. I hope the form continues, and the other guys can learn from him in terms of how to play with the ball, especially at where the World Cup is being played at the moment. You need someone that's very skillful with the ball.
You talk about that. Afghanistan, very, very quickly. Let's squeeze in a look ahead to the game against Afghanistan. I mean, they're coming off that tough loss, against New Zealand. Does that kind of make them more dangerous against South Africa? And what will be the biggest threat, though, to the Proteas, given the surface?
Look, Afghanistan, their spin attack, let's be honest, their spin attack is very, very... let me mention one person there, Rashid Khan. If you mention that, he's one of those players. Spin attack for Afghanistan is going to be very, very crucial and intimidating to South Africa. You look at a player like Gulbuddin Nabi, he's very experienced. He's been playing since I've known Afghanistan that they're playing cricket. He's been there. He's part of the finisher now. So that's a threat that South Africa, must attack and make sure that if they can get those 2 out of the game, if they get Gulbuddin early in terms of batting, because now he's been promoted to bat at number 3. So that's another tactic, and he came off well. He scored runs. He was scoring at 180 plus strike rate. And then you've got, if you mention Rashid, you know what he can do. He's played in the IPL. He knows the conditions very well. So those 2, for me, those are the ones that South Africa must target. If they can manage to keep those down, then South Africa should easily win the game. Well, with that being said, Afghanistan are no pushovers. We've seen, their progress in terms of from their under-19s going all the way up. There is something that is happening with Afghanistani cricket. So it's going to be an interesting game, but again, as a South African fan, as a cricket fan, we expect South Africa to win that. But we are yet to see an upset, and I hope it doesn't start with the Proteas.
No, it can't. I need to have more positive conversations with you as we swing through this entire tournament. Gift, thank you so much for your time, and chat to you soon. Gift Laga, cricket analyst, joining us right here on hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. You might have observed the Proteas. What are your thoughts?
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
When it comes to medical aid, we often only hear the bad news.
Another bill!
But at BestMed, we're about the good news. The relief in finding the right medication. The joy when that weird pain stops.
Yippee!
And the smile that comes with getting good news. This year, BestMed is bringing you one of the lowest contribution increases among South Africa's top medical schemes. BestMed, personally yours. Visit bestmed.co.za. BestMed Medical Scheme is an authorized FSP.
And action.
Kaiga, Kaiga, yeah, mo. Win it, Kaiga. Kaiga, Kaiga, tempo. Kaiga, Kaiga.
Voiceover, please.
Oh. Book a test drive today for any Renault vehicle at any Renault dealership and stand a chance to win one of Mzansi's most stylish compact SUVs, the Renault Kaiga Turbo, a certified head-turner. Test drive before 28 February to enter. T's and C's apply. Was that good?
And music.
Yeah, mo. Win it, Kaiga.
At Lotto Star, we're proud to be the first in SA to offer a dedicated responsible betting program. Need to check in with yourself? Take our self-assessment quiz. Need a break? Choose a cooling off period or our easy self-exclusion option. For help and support, our independent counselors are here 24/7. Lotto Star, your world of live games. Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18. NRGP 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Hey, Tamzadzi. Are you 16 years or older? Register online as a voter anytime, anywhere at register2vote.elections.org.za or call 0800 11 8000. It's safe, quick, and easy. To register, you must be a South African citizen, 16 years or older, and have a smart ID card, a green ID book, or temporary ID certificate. Your vote is your voice. IEC, ensuring free and fair elections.
It's Big Deal Wednesday at Food Lovers Market. Get unbeatable value with amazing deals, like 3 creamy avocados for a low 49 Rand. And get 2 1 kg tomato thrift packs absolutely free. And enjoy 16-piece chicken brie packs at just 49.99 per kilo. Now that's great value. Valid this Wednesday only at all inland Food Lovers Market stores. It's in the experience.
It all started with, baby, why don't we go to the movies tonight? As soon as we step outside, ka-ching, gasol. Next thing, ka-ching, I'm a popcorn, I'm a 3D classic. Sapege logo, ka-ching, ipagete, yo. Being on the street, not so wise.
Home is where it's at with Utando Nestembu, Big Brother Mzansi Season 6, I Blew It, Inimba, and so much more, including SABC 1, 2, and 3. Choose inside with DSTV. Sign up and stand to win your share of 1 million Rand in DSTV rewards coins. Offer ends 30 April. T's and C's apply.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
We want the truth, and no more lies.
So we're joined by the Durban City FC chairman, Philip Snyman. You said that it has mutually agreed to part ways. I don't think this was mutual. That's what the statement says. Do you think it was a mutual decision?
I'll retract the word mutual. I will be proud to say that the club decided to terminate the contract.
So the statement is incorrect because it's not neutral.
Yeah, basically, I did correct it later on. Maybe it arrived at a death really late. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, this is the official press release that came through from your club. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I know. Siyakhala apha kwi-Durban City, and it seems like uFarouk Kotita solinsa uChipampenges manje.
We want the truth, and no more lies.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulufalang here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders. Firstly, with the cricket, the boys off to a flyer. Great start, dominating results, and I think they started pretty well in terms of trying to win their first ever white ball title, having won the Mace, I think, last year. So now that can give them that kind of momentum to remove the hoodoo of being chokers in the white ball tournaments, especially ahead of the ICC ODI World Cup that'll be here in Southern Africa. So it's a good start for the boys, and I'm expecting them to win tomorrow as well at 7:30. Great show as always. Thanks.
Falang, thank you very much indeed. We'll certainly be watching and supporting the Proteas. They play tomorrow. Let's march on. I think in the same way that we saw the Blitzboks moving from heartbreak to heroics, guys. I mean, from demons on defense to steal in that final couple of seconds. If you watched it, I mean, the Blitzboks are, as we mentioned yesterday, champions. South Africa having conquered Perth, edging Fiji by 21-19 in the final for the ages, guys, at the HBF Park, lifting their first SVNS title on Australian soil since back in 2017. But believe you me, they were tested. They were pushed. They were behind, though, with 4 minutes to play. But when it mattered the most, the men in green and gold tackled like absolute warriors. Ryan Oosthuizen, player of the final, bulldozing his way into history, dragging not one or two, but 4 Fijians with him, dragging South Africa back into the lead. And that was after dismantling Australia, though, in the semi-final, staring down a Fijian side that had already beaten them twice already. So this was all about what I call belief, grit, as well as redemption. And that is why I know he comes back tired. He probably hates me by now. But we have to say congratulations to the Springbok Sevens head coach, Philip Snyman. Philip, thank you so much, and always being available to us. Welcome to the show.
Listen, as I'll never be tired of you giving me a call after a tournament. You are good luck charms. So thank you very much. It's good to be back. Already lit the fire, so yeah, definitely feel back at home.
These historical brides that you have that you've never invited me to, Philip, I'm starting to feel a bit left out here. So I need to just come through uninvited and just bulldoze my way in.
I think definitely next year not next year, next tour we basically set up now. The day we arrive back, we're having a braai at my house and you're invited.
Love that. Let me take you back now and let's visualize this. It's 4 minutes to go, 5 points down against Fiji. What is going through your mind, though, on the sideline at that moment?
Yes, especially after leading 14-0. I think in the first game we were also leading 14-0, and then we let them back in the game with 1 or 2 yellow cards. But yeah, I told Renfred Dazel, the assistant coach, I told him, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I know we're going to win this tournament the morning before we started that semi-final. And just like that, exactly how it happened. Ryan Oosthuizen, magical moment, and then cool as calm, Ricardo Duarte slotted that last kick in front of a booing a crowd. So yeah, it was magical. But throughout the weekend, I think everybody made a massive step up, the effort and the attitude. Really proud of the guys.
I mean, when you replay that whole Ryan Oosthuizen moment, I did try and describe it for those who didn't really watch it. Is that something when you look at it happening real time, you think, no, it can't be happening? Or is that something that you expect these guys to really have deep down inside of them?
Yeah, I think taking a young team over, a guy like Ryan and that played in a lot of tournaments before, he was the guy to make the step up, and he said he's going to lead by example. And I think before the time we actually said, listen guys, we need to muscle up, we need to step up, because every time we play against Fiji we get bullied. And then Ryan Oosthuizen, almost like that big brother, came out and said, listen, somebody is going to bully somebody, I'm going to bully you today. So really proud of him, and he made a massive step up, and yeah, he showed a lot of character in that last game.
And just following, the journey, and you kind of spoke all week about defense being non-negotiable. I mean, was that the second half defensive efforts the clearest expression, though, of your philosophy so far?
Yes, definitely. I think I'm the defense coach of the team, and for me, I take it really hard if we concede tries or too many missed tackles. And I think for me what stood out is especially the last 3 minutes. Once we were in the lead, there were still 3 minutes to play, and I think it's almost impossible to keep Fiji scoreless for 3 minutes in a game. And then that last 3 minutes, we put all the youngsters on the field and said, listen, now it's your time to go and perform. And that's exactly what they did. And I think one of the youngsters, debutant, Luan Gilumea, he came onto the field Ricardo Duarte, and that he made a try-saving tackle a guy into touch on his way to score a try, and that basically saved us the game. So a massive defense effort from the whole team, and I think one or two close calls where we actually got turnovers from defense. So I think really played in our hand.
I mean, you mentioned Ricardo Duarte's. I mean, kicking under pressure from his side, I deemed it as flawless. I don't know what your take was.
Definitely, and Renfred Dazel worked really hard with the kickers, and I know in the past we might have said, listen, we can maybe work on our conversion rate, and I think over the last two tournaments, Renfred has worked really hard with our kickers, and from kickoffs, I think our kickoffs were spot on, and then our conversion rate also came down to 2 points, and that was what made us successful. So I think they must get the credit. It's difficult to slot a kick under that amount of pressure, and Renfred Dazel putting on all the hours in with the kicker. So really proud of them.
I mean, Fiji, let's go back. I mean, they'd beaten you twice recently, including the extra time in Singapore. But how important was it, though, mentally to finally turn the tables on them in that manner?
Yes, I think in Cape Town we got them in the pool and we beat them in the dying seconds, and I think we can make peace with it now. Every team is a strong team. There's only 8 teams. The top 8 is playing on the circuit, and especially Fiji. Fiji is ranked number 1, and I think it was important for us to get back at them, and especially mentally and physically to get one over them. And I think the guys were really up for it, and I think they were so happy when we played the semi-final and when we came over the field. Not that they didn't want to play against New Zealand, but they so badly want to play against Fiji and to make things right. So for me, when I realized how excited the players are to play against Fiji, I knew there's only one team that's going to walk away with a cup at the end of the day, and our guys were really up for that last game.
Yeah, I mean, sorry to go back, but I go back to Ryan Oosthuizen, the immense performance, because I'm just trying to highlight that when you get the player of the final and you deliver 2 tries, pure physicality, what does that kind of bring, though, to the squad beyond the highlights moments, but it's just about the collective dressing room? What does that bring?
Yes, I think you need one guy, and I told the guys beforehand, before we went onto the field, I said, listen, we need one guy to exactly what we spoke earlier, to light the fire, and one guy that's going to take control of this game. And Ryan Oosthuizen was that guy. He made the step up. He said, listen, he's going to be the guy that's going to get everybody up for the game, and he really did well. And I think with all of his experience, he controlled it also very well. Normally he's quite an aggressive player, but sometimes it can get loose, but he controlled the game very well. And I think in that last couple of minutes, he looked at the bench, and we only had 2 substitutions to make, and all the forwards was off already, and he looked at me, and I can see, listen, this guy's really tired, and then I don't know where he got it from, but he found that second breath, and he just kept on going and kept on going, and he did a special performance. So yeah, really proud of him, and I think throughout the weekend he played phenomenal rugby.
And how much do we match, the semi-final against Australia? Did that kind of set the tone, though?
Definitely, I think playing Australia, you could see on day one, they were one of the only teams that's unbeaten, themselves in Fiji. So Australia is always difficult. They're playing in front of a home crowd. So I knew if we're going to be up for that match, we can go all the way. And in that semi-final, the guys really made a massive step up. We asked them, we know the effort was there, but we asked them to be a little bit more clinical also, and they probably gave like the most clinical performance out of the whole 2 weeks for us on tour. So that game set the tone for us on day 2. And after the Australian game, I knew, listen, there's only one team.
I know from previous conversations that we've had, Philip, you kind of brush off all of this praise to the collective, to the team, which I do understand. But this is more on a really personal level, being your first SVNS title as head coach on Australian soil. I mean, personally, what does that mean, that victory, to you?
Yeah, I think it's special. Winning the last time we won there was in 2017. I think I was still playing, and then I was still able to run. And now 9 years later, and I think it's really special experience as a player and then also as a coach. And I think last year it was the same with Cape Town 10 years ago, and then we managed to win Cape Town. And I told the guys afterwards, let this be the new norm. We can't wait 10 years or 9 years to win a tournament. This need to become the new norm for us, and this need to become the new standard. So I think it was really special, and the more we can get wins under belts in different countries, the more it will become a habit and become part of our culture again. So something that we're doing right, and I'm really proud of the team.
Just talking about those special conversations that you have with the guys, you've also spoken about rebuilding the Blitzboks identity. So I look at it as an after Perth. Do you feel that particular identity is now firmly back?
Yes, definitely. I won't say it's completely back. It takes time, and obviously it's a work in progress. And one bad tournament can cost you that. I think the one thing that we said in the beginning of the year when we had our culture meeting is we want to install fear in the Springbok Sevens jersey again. And I think that's exactly, even though 1 or 2 games that we lost, it was a very tight and small margins. So I think that's what we're doing right. We stay in the fight, and if you stay in a fight in a big game, it can go anyway, and then it comes down to 1 or 2 players or a clinical moment to perform to outsmart the other team. So I definitely think we're on the right track, and especially with a couple of youngsters, I think we basically left the whole starting lineup back home that either recovered from injury or that's been rested. So if the new guys can do it, bring the whole team together, I think we're in a good place.
All right. A lot of our listeners were asking if we could have a little bit of fun with you before I let you go. So I don't know. I think the last time we did this, they sent a couple of questions. We call it the rapid fire question, just one word answer. You ready for it?
I'm 100% ready.
Best tackle of the tournament?
Zane Davids.
Player who surprised you the most this weekend?
Luan Filumia.
Ryan Westhuizen, power or heart?
Heart.
Harder win, Australia in the semis or Fiji in the final?
Fiji in the final.
Most pleasing stat, defense or discipline?
Defense.
That could out a little bit there, but one thing that you still want to improve immediately, just one thing.
Discipline.
Music in the change room after the final. What song was blasted in there?
I actually think Champions of Bravo. You spoke about cricket earlier, so I think that was one of the songs that came to mind.
Oh, okay. I hear you. And just your message to Blitzboks fans back home in South Africa. So this can be more than one word.
Yes, I think obviously everybody is carrying the Springbok on their sleeves, whether you're a supporter or a player. And one thing from my side is, yes, it's special to get a result. We're not always going to get a result, but thank you for all the support, and thank you for carrying us through the difficult times also. And for us as management and players in the Springbok 7 system, all that we want to do is to make this country proud and to make sure one day when we're all gone, Springbok 7 is still strong and go from strength to strength. So thank you for all the support. And yeah, South Africa is the best country in the world.
Oh, I love that, man. Final question. Probably this is the trickiest of them all. Is this just the beginning for this group? Yes or absolutely yes?
Absolutely yes.
Philip, thank you so much indeed, man. Keep winning, and South Africans will keep smiling. Like you said, the best country in the world. Philip Snyman, our coach, the one that really has brought home the bacon, ladies and gentlemen, Springbok 7's head coach. Welcome back home, and all the best for the journey ahead. We'll keep chatting and we'll keep celebrating, hopefully. And well done to the guys. Spread the message and get your deserved rest, Philip. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Vodacom's Red Hot Deals presents ready-to-use home internet with 600 gigs of anytime data plus a Vodacom 5G home router with up to 30 megabits per second download speed for just $449 per month over 36 months. Add $149 extra per month and get the Samsung Galaxy Tab A11. Miss it, miss out. Available in-store and online. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
Ntwana, look at the wheels on that ride.
Hey, those will slap on my car when I get my cash back in just 2 years.
My cash back?
Yeah.
2 years?
Yeah, boss.
So, no waiting 3 years to get something out?
Not with my cash back from My Way.
Introducing My Cashback from My Way. Stay claim-free for just 2 years and get 10% of your premiums back to live your way. Go to myway.co.za and get a quote today. My Cashback is a feature on qualifying products paid after 2 claim-free years and all premiums paid. My Way is a licensed non-life insurer and FSP. T's and C's apply.
Here comes the smart shopper, she 100K winner, smart shopper, smartest shopper in the area, smart shopper, still swiping like that, smart shopper.
Pick and Pay Smart Shopper Price Palooza is back, means double points, crazy deals, and the chance to win 100K every day.
Tap, tap, ASAP, you know, or go in store for show, crazy deals on show, cha-cha-chang, chang.
Valid 2 February to the 8th of March 2026. T's and C's apply.
Copy of your ID?
Sorted.
CV professionally printed and bound?
Here you go.
Wide format printing?
Handled.
Presentation packs?
We've got you. Whether it's business, studying, or everyday tasks, Postnet has you covered. From crisp black and white to vibrant color, from A4 to wide format and more, we are your one-stop copy and print solution. And with over 500 stores, we're close by. Postnet, helping you succeed.
At MediClinic, we believe that life happens in the little moments. Like when you laugh so hard at your own joke, you never get to the punchline. Or when just one more page turns into 3 chapters of their favorite bedtime story. Or when you remember every grandkid's name, first try. These little moments are some of life's best moments, and they are made possible by expert care. MediClinic. Expertise you can trust.
Love is in the air, and so are the savings at Hershey's. This Valentine's, spoil someone special or treat yourself with 15% off Smeg and Dyson. Yes, get a massive 15% off Smeg and Dyson at Hershey's until the 12th of February. Deals available in-store or online at Hershey's.co.za. T's and C's apply. Hershey's, we will save you money this Valentine's.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Kaiser Chiefs co-coach, a man at the heart of this African push, is Coach Khalil bin Yusuf. Khalil, what do you tie it down to? You know, just the improved performances here, Coach.
To be honest, it's not only me, it's all technical staff. The most important thing that we keep our player always confident. You don't have to think about bad things, always positive vibe, to think positive. You have to continue to fight. Okay, you have to learn from your mistake, but you don't have to spend a lot of time when it's bad result or bad performance. You have just to check, learn, and to continue forward and to continue to fight.
#MSW. #MSW.
Enhlek Robert enhlek uFaruq bekathini ke izolo yazi ngizama ukumamela ayimfida bekathini kahle kahle izolo bekathini wafida angeke.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongeleni Wamkhwana. It's a last round of the last 32 ku Nedbank Cup, whereby we will see my team Amazulu locking horns with Polokwane City. It won't be an easy match, Mr. Marawa. When you look at our past 5-6 games against them, we've been not doing well against the Polokwane City, but it's a cup game. It will be a different ball game. So yeah, I wish them all the best. And going to England, Manchester United against West Ham. I just wish in Manchester United everything of the best. It won't be easy, but I think they have hit a form at the right time. So yeah, I expect them to do well even against West Ham. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good choice always.
Marawa sports worldwide. Uncomfortable conversations.
Well, it's clear. I'm responsible. I'm the coach.
Necessary truths.
Nothing just off, in my opinion.
Hashtag MSW.
All right, talking about those uncomfortable conversations, we could be having one in a second.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. I was left dumbfounded by the news that Mamelodi Sundowns suspended one of its long-serving technical team members after they find out that he was spying for Coach Rulani. Firstly, Coach Rulani doesn't need a spy from Mamelodi Sundowns since he knows 90% of Mamelodi Sundowns players, which to me means a fabricated news by whoever within Mamelodi Sundowns. It seems to me that someone is trying maybe to push this technical team member out of the club, or someone is trying to use the fabricated news to send a message to Mamelodi Sundowns supporters that this man cannot be trusted, this man is unethical, which to me is disappointing for a brand like Mamelodi Sundowns, because we lost against Al Hilal. So I don't know whether Al Hilal was spying against Sundowns. I don't know. So for me, it is disappointing, Mr. Marawa. And the whole fabricated Mr. Marawa triggered me to ask myself about the Ribeiro issue. If someone can fabricate such news, I assume that even the Ribeiro issue might have been fabricated. David in Parkwood.
David, you raised some very, very good points. I think the first one that he does make mention of is that Rulani does not need any of this information because he's been at Sundowns. He knows more. Rulani does not sleep. He watches football to that extent that he can tell you about Orbit College, although he's not in the Premier Soccer League makeup right now. I'll give you my opinion after I've heard what Robin Duke Madlala has to say, because this has got to be one of the most explosive stories to rock African club football this season. With just that, Sundowns being the serial winners, continental heavyweights, being thrown into turmoil just days before that do-or-die CAF Champions League showdown, a trusted insider. A precautionary suspension, allegations that kind of cut right in the heart of competitive integrity. Their performance analyst, Mario Masha, who's a long-serving member of the Sundowns technical team, even dating way back to the Pitso Msimane era, being suspended amid the claims that we heard that he's leaked tactical information to a very familiar figure, former coach Rulani Mokoena. And with Sundowns set to host Mokwena's MC Alger in that winner-takes-all group decider, where quarter-final qualification kind of hangs in the balance alongside Al Hilal as well as St. Eloi Lupopo, the stakes could not be higher. So to unpack the facts as well as the fallout, what this kind of means on and off the pitch, we're joined by one of the most respected football journalists on the continent, and I'm talking about Robin Duke Madlala, who's the co-founder of SportsWire and BBC contributor. Welcome to the show, Robin Duke Madlala.
Rabba.
Where did the story come from? You picked it up, you ran with it, and now there's just a mess on the continent, given what has happened.
Yeah, I picked it up on Sunday, and my sources is very close to Coach Rulani Mokoena.
What happened?
That's interesting. That he had that Maro Masha has been suspended by Sundowns, and apparently they've taken all his gadgets. They are doing an investigation, so hence there is a suspension right now. So they are saying he's leaking information to Rulani Mokoena about this Sundowns team under Miguel Cardoso. And as you just made mention, it's a massive game. It's a game that Sundowns have to win. Doesn't matter what happened to the other game between Al Hilal and Eloi Lupopo, but Sundowns have to win. So the stakes are massively very high here. That's why Sundowns have taken this massive step to say, you know what, Maro Masha, please, let's suspend you right now. The question is now, is that looking at the game on Saturday, because I'm also been told that, players within Sundowns camp, they don't want to work with Miguel Cardoso anymore. Now the question comes is, if Sundowns win the game on Saturday, that means they are buying time for Cardoso to remain at Sundowns. But if they lose, then Sundowns will pull the trigger on a Portuguese. So it's a catch-22 situation. The club is in a total mess right now, heading to game on Saturday.
I hear you with all of that. It makes sense, and it's probably been a long time coming for them to come to the pulling the trigger issue.
Yeah.
But where I find it extremely unfair on somebody as young and respected and who's made the impact that he has made, which is Rulani Mokoena, to be at the heart and center of all of this. Robin, is there proof of the allegation? Because this is an allegation of the highest order.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there proof? Is there something tangible that they can give us to show us, to say that this is what has happened? Here is the paper trail. Here is the recipient.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the thank you very much for the information you've given me. I truly appreciate it. Do they have hard and fast facts on this?
Surely they might have. That's why they have decided to suspend him indefinitely. So surely they might have, because as I said to you, they have taken all his gadgets that he used at Sundowns to investigate. Surely there is something there that they found that he has been sending to Coach Rani Mokoena in Algeria, that he might use as a tool for him to get the better of Mamelodi Sundowns, because you can see that group is just so very, very tight. You know, so something probably Sundowns might have found there that implicates Mr. Marshall, that he might have done something to, we might have sent something to Rani Mokoena.
But would Rulani have asked for this information? Because surely, you know, that already is a breach of so many different levels that I don't even want to contemplate. But all I'm saying is that, was this something Rulani asked for? And if he did, on what terms was he asking this?
It's a very good question, Brother Rob. That I can't answer right now. You know, as I said, we just have to wait for the investigation from the club of what did they found that from Marshall's gadget that he sent to Rani Mokoena, if ever Rani Mokoena has asked. Because as you know, he has been at the club for more than 10 years. I mean, he joined the club in 2015 when he was at Maritzburg. I mean, somebody that was at New York Red Bull in America. You know, somebody who's very well experienced in a performance analyst. And then he won a Champions League with them. I mean, in the first season with Sundowns, win the Champions League, and who was assistant coach was Rani Mokoena as a right-hand man for Coach Blitzboks. So the friendship has been there. I mean, everyone was heartbroken when Rani Mokoena left the club. So the conversation might have been still going on. I mean, look at the impact that he made. I mean, almost go the whole season without losing a game. Remember the last game against Cape Town City was the one that messed up that record to go the whole season without a win. So they have been keeping tabs from then because of how highly they've rated him. So now they've found this that they are investigating him about, since there's this game coming. There's a humongous game coming up on Saturday, where, as I said, it's a make or break for Mamelodi Sundowns, because you can't just imagine Sundowns not being in the knockout stages of the CAF Champions League, because that's where they want. That's where they are craving to have a second star on their chest by winning the second Champions League. It will be an embarrassment for a club having reached a final last season and then not going to the knockout stage this season.
Have you seen a picture of a certain club official and a referee talking at a hotel?
I haven't. I've been researching. I've been asking people, where is that picture? I haven't seen that picture. But
aren't we again, within a space of 2 weeks, putting out press conferences?
Let me go back to the issue of the picture. Someone told me that there was a certain club that was in the hotel that he met some referees, right? But it was just talk. There was nothing sinister. And then the Mamelodi Sundowns coach took it to another level. That say, because their club, they are rival with for the better Premiership. So he took it by saying, "Oh, no, but this is not right." I mean, if you remember in 2015, I think it was 2015, Merendorp had also the same issue with the acting CEO when Maritzburg United were playing against Golden Arrows. You know, he was against that. Why? There was a hugging, there was, talking, the referee were talking to acting CEO when they were playing against her club. You know what I'm saying? So,
Sure.
but in this case, my people were telling me that no, there was a meeting, but it was just, hey, how are you? And that's it.
There's a meeting and there's a bumping into each other at a corridor
correct.
or at a reception.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So all I'm
Yeah.
saying is that when you bring to the forefront sweeping allegations, pointing fingers at certain other
Yeah.
individuals, you got to provide the facts here.
Absolutely, yeah.
Robin, and I think it's the same thing because now it almost seems to me like it's a precursor that in the event that we lose the game, then the public must know that this information that Mr. Masha sent allegedly to Rulani Mokwena is what's caused us to lose. Maybe in the same way that when Sundowns lost to Marumo Gallants, same information was sent out. When they lost to Golden Arrows, the same information was sent out. At what stage does a club or coach or technical team take accountability?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Robert, because you can see the man is under tremendous pressure. You know, especially those two games against Al Hilal were absolutely bad. I mean, on Sunday they look very good in the second half with Jaden Adams scoring that goal. There was an improvement in the second half, but also the pitch didn't help them playing in Lubumbashi. Where it's AstroTurf, you know, the bump of the ball is very unpredictable. But as I said, the man is under tremendous pressure because, for me, the Sundowns should have pulled a trigger if they were fair to everyone. Because the reason they said they parted ways with Rani Mokwena was because they wanted the Champions League. They went for the second time they have lost in the semi-final, and then they bring Miguel Cardoso, and Miguel Cardoso was mandated to bring the CAF Champions League. What happened? He lost it to Pyramid. They should have fired him there if they kept their ways of saying why we brought him in. The football we have seen, Robert, has not been pleasing in the eye. Ronwen Williams, since Wendy Robinson left Sundowns as a goalkeeper coach, has been not at his best. I have nothing against Kennedy Mwene, but I don't think Kennedy Mwene is getting the best of Ronwen Williams right now. Mudau has not been in his best. You saw even in this AFCON, Tebogo Mokoena has not been his best. So many players of this Sundowns experience that we have seen them, being at the top of their game, have not been at the top of the game. We don't know if maybe it's a style of play of Miguel Cardoso that is so much pragmatic. It's not pleasing in the eye. It's not suffocating because if you remember, Mokwena's style of play was we control the game. We are freaks. If you want to go toe-to-toe with us, you're going to suffer. Right? Now we have absolutely moved away from that football that was pleasing in the eye. As much as they made so many record losses in the league, I mean, getting 72 points out of 28 games because there was a disgraceful matter of Raleigh M having been stripped off the membership of the PSL. But the football was absolutely not pleasing. Yes, they had a player, an incredible individual called Lucas Ribeiro Costa, who was a magician. Whenever they need something, he will come in and pull something out of nothing. Right now, they don't have a player of that guy. If you see the players they've signed, Nuno Santos, Racing, they're average players. They're average players. You know, when you sign a foreign must have something that, if he comes to South Africa, we don't have. At this point in time, all these players have signed, they have just been average. They've not added absolutely anything in this team.
You've added a lot in this journalistic world, Robin Duke Madlala. And it is for that we do thank you very, very much indeed. Very quickly, which other story is going to be breaking in the next 24 hours?
I'm okay. You did the story of Durban City, of course, that they've appointed. I'm going to be following up what is happening with Amazulu because something is brewing there when it comes to the sporting director. Yeah, there is a lot that is going on there with the sporting director.
Don't dribble me. Please don't dribble me. You said something about Durban City and them appointing, and then you thought, I haven't put that out on my... Who are they appointing?
No, just now, because the chairman even confirmed yesterday that for now, okay, there are talks with a close friend of mine, Sean Bartlett, might be there, and it might be true because Sean Bartlett and Anderson Rope, they come together, he coached in the Chiefs, and also remember 2019, 2020 season Chiefs came close. Who was the coach was Sean Bartlett. So
that's the story.
That's the story that I'm going to be pursuing that now because there is something strong there.
You have something strong all the time. You must tell us what is the substance that is so strong that you use. Robin Juk Madlala, co-founder of SportsWire and contributor for the BBC, joining us right here on #MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. Catch us again tomorrow. Probably brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action.
Let the game begin.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW.